May 1st, 1984. That was the previous time that we got a golf game on the Famicom. And Nintendo's Golf was a monster success, a real system seller. And it still took 3.5 years before anybody else made a golf game. Well, there have been 3 golf games on the Famicom Disk System, but 2 of those were published by Nintendo and developed by HAL, just like the original Famicom Golf. That still makes Golf Club Birdie Rush the leading edge of another wave of people cashing in on the popular genres from the early days. And despite coming out 3 years later, and having better graphics, Birdie Rush is still a much worse game than the original Famicom Golf. You're given 3 options when you start it up: match game, stroke game, and tournament play. The match play is just a skins game, where the player who gets the lowest number of strokes on the given hole gets a point for it. This is solely a 2-player mode. Stroke play is just once around the course for you, while tournament play pits you against a field of thinly disguised golf professionals. There's a weird dichotomy in Birdie Rush. The game is poorly designed in ways that make it more difficult to just play golf, but it's also brain-dead easy. I shot 4 under par in my round against the professionals, and this was pretty much the first time I've ever played the game. The mechanics are very similar to Nintendo's Golf. You select your club, you choose what direction you're going to shoot, you press A to start a meter going up and down, and then press A when you have the amount of power that you want. You don't get an overview of what the hole looks like. You have to press select, and that will let you scroll around to see it. It takes a long time to scroll through a par 4 and see where the green is, so this is annoyingly inefficient. Even displaying a course map when you press select would be better than this. All of the holes are exactly 2 screens wide, so don't expect any doglegs on the course. Instead, they often make the fairway not line up with the tee. In terms of golf course design, this is absolutely bananas. It means that you have to shoot diagonally across the fairway, know exactly how far your drive is going to go, and hopefully you come up exactly right so that the ball doesn't overshoot or undershoot. Odds are you're going to be spending a lot of Birdie Rush in the rough. The good news is that the rough has no effect on the ball. You can still knock a ball in the rough a few hundred yards using a driver. In fact, some of my worst shots in the game came about because I was expecting the lie of the ball to have an effect on the shot. Other things that don't have a significant effect: wind and the slope of the green. There's no meter telling you where peak power is when you take a shot, but you can just wait it out for it to go all the way up and all the way down, and remember a background feature that will help you set up your power. The only useful feature I can think of in Birdie Rush is that it automatically selects the best club. It doesn't point your shot toward the hole, though. There is a sequel to Birdie Rush. Super Birdie Rush would be released on the Famicom about 5 years later. For some reason, they must have thought that there was some life in the brand. There's not a whole lot more to say about Birdie Rush. It reaches the absolute bare minimum to be qualified as a golf game, and not 1 inch further. There aren't any features here that would make it stand out, and it's actually worse than one of the very first games on the Famicom. We're going to see roughly a dozen golf games on the Famicom before this project's over, and all of them are better than Birdie Rush.